Hey, Street Fighters, what's up? Hey everybody, welcome to Street Fight Radio. Wednesday night, time for a street fight. Hope you're ready to do this thing. We are here. The audio is working. We've been working on it all goddamn day, but we now... Sorry, we're all looking at this screen, hoping that it works. Thank you for being here. As always, we are going to keep trudging along through any sort of technical difficulties that we may have, but I believe things are fixed once and for all. We just finished up watching Forged in Fire for the Patreon bonus show, so that's going to be coming soon to a Patreon near you. And we have coming out tomorrow our interview with Garth from the Crackdown podcast is going to be coming out.
Somebody that was actually requested, and then they got a hold of us, which is really cool. Because when I said we were doing a show at Crackdown, people were like, "Shit, really? Oh, that's awesome!" And I'm like, after doing the show and listening to the Crackdown podcast, and it's been a crazy week for kind of drug war news and stuff like that. You know, it's an important show. I think we're going to give it to everybody, not just the bonus people.
Yeah, so every listener, podcast subscriber will get the Crackdown show. So, because that needs to get out there. Like, absolutely.
Right now.
Yeah. Let me see. We are the #1 anarcho-comedy radio show in any station across the nation. If you didn't know that already, if this is your first time, welcome. We are the horizontally organized party of people ready to take over all the hierarchies and flatten them into one egalitarian, flat earth, where we can all get along and work a lot less. My name is Brett Payne. My co-host is Brian Quimby. And we're going to start off with some really good fucking news. For those of you that remember, our sound engineer, Jake, got in trouble with some Facebook posting and a state rep, or I don't know what he was exactly, but we have some good news, and Jake is here to share it with us. So please welcome to the show, Jake.
Hey,
you were railroaded by the government, Jake. How you feeling?
I feel
what was the outcome of? We can quickly encapsulate what happened. There was a post to a guy's page who was, what's his name?
Wasn't even his page. I shared an article and posted something on my page. Did not contact this dude whatsoever. And long story short, I got arrested for it. And that was last September, and just got the verdict like yesterday.
So they dragged it out for a very long time. As people in the court system know, that's a really good way to fuck somebody's life up for a few months.
You're not punished, but you get arrested in the middle of work, and you're held in limbo until the trial is done, which was 6 months. And they took $10,000 of our Street Fight listeners' money too.
Yes, all of it.
Well, yeah, the lawyers too.
The lawyers, yeah, that was another $5.
So it was it was arrested for posting. We've all posted, and we all know how important posting is, and how it's like breathing, really. Posting is a lot like breathing, where it's like we have to post. Everybody has to.
I'm going to share what's on my mind.
It's just this world we live in. It's like I wake up, I post. I go to bed, I post. You know, you can even schedule posts to happen while you're asleep.
Yeah. Sure.
You know? Make sure you're always posting. But you posted something that pissed a guy off. What was the? I don't want to make you say it because you're not guilty. So
I'm not guilty. So what I said was I just shared an article because basically this dude said along the lines in the article that about the 11-year-old girl that got tased by the police in Cincinnati. He basically said that she deserved it, and then any time that basically kids get killed by the police, then they pretty much deserve it. You know, very not very nice guy.
Like honestly,
Yeah,
worse
very-
than what you said.
Yeah,
the way
yeah.
we talked about this. I mean, you got well. Maybe somebody will go back and find the show from around them. Me and Brett told the whole story as much as we could. Obviously, you weren't allowed to talk. You were
Yeah.
in jail, and they were fucking with you for months and months and months and dragging it out and shit. And I don't know what all you're allowed to say about it, but there was a lot of like they were trying to paint you as a communist.
Yeah. Basically, so some of the evidence that they had against me, besides the Facebook post that they tried to use as evidence, was all the memes that I've posted on my page. It was like 6 pages of on all memes. That's all it was.
Did you have a cover photo with like a bunch of like women soldiers that had rifles in their
Yeah.
or like flowers in their rifles?
Yeah, like
or
flowers in their rifles. And when I was getting questioned by the police, they were like, are you anti-police? And just saying all this stuff.
That had
And-
to suck because you're in your mind. You're like, yes, I am, but I'm not gonna like tell you that in this room right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I mean, like it's so weird for us. In a way, there was a part of it that was like, are they gonna fucking go back and listen to our show?
Yeah.
And then start bringing shit because we have said very bad stuff on this show.
Yeah.
And actually,
I guess not bad enough, apparently.
the funny part of one of the funnier parts about this is, and we can talk about this now like a little better, is that like right after you got picked up right after.
Did you never said what the post was?
Oh, okay.
sorry.
The post
Just want to
it
make sure
said,
we get the whole thing in there.
it said, somebody please kill this piece of shit. Y'all want me to believe in a government where people like this are put in power.
He remembers it. I would remember that post.
Yeah, word
Yeah.
for word.
Word
Like,
for
I don't
word.
remember the post I last did, but I would remember that.
And it would be different if like it wouldn't be different. It wouldn't be different anyways. I didn't contact the guy.
You didn't do anything
Nothing.
wrong, by the way. Like it
Yeah.
wasn't like for me, when I thought about it at first, it's like you go through this thing when something happens to somebody that like I don't have your brain or anything like that, but in my mind I was like, God, I wish he didn't say kill. You know what I mean? Like in my mind, but I'm sure you wish
I
you
wish
didn't
I
say kill, you know?
wish 1,000%.
But then it's tough because like in natural conversation, like if we're talking about somebody, we don't dislike them, we fucking hate them.
Yeah.
Right? Like if you don't want just somebody to go away, you want them fucking dead. Right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
And
the way that people talk.
But even then, though, like that first impulse you have to like second guess a person that does something, where like I said, I was like, God damn, I wish he didn't say kill. But then I like 2 minutes after I thought that, it was like he said, I wish someone would kill this guy. That's like I can see.
It's an awful wish. It's mean, very mean, Jake.
Yeah.
And right, it is actually
Cold-blooded.
I
I'm
will
sorry
say
for
this.
being so mean. That's what the judge when I had the court thing to get rid of it was a hearing to motion and limine, which is like to get rid of some of the evidence that was being used against me before I had the actual trial.
Motion and lemonade.
Yeah, motion lemonade.
We're gonna say that.
Motion and lemonade.
Man,
That would
make
be
sure.
awesome. I wish it was that.
Tell
I
me,
wish there
Judge.
was lemonade in there. I got water in the courtroom. It's bullshit.
I motion for a lemonade. Break,
But,
I'm parched. Sweating bullets
The
over here.
fucking Ruby Tuesdays. Kind
Basically-
the Red Robin kind of lemonade too. Strawberry
yes,
lemonade.
yeah.
Blanc? Yeah.
Oh yeah, Wendy's actually has pretty good strawberry
Yeah.
lemonade
Good
too.
lemonades out
$5
there.
ass lemonades.
Yeah. Oh God, nothing better than a $5 lemonade. That's a good drink. But I want to. What I was saying is that like at first it's like my first instinct is to second guess, but then like the next thing I thought is like this isn't even a fucking threat unless he's like sitting with a genie. At the time.
Yeah, that's
You know
true.
what I mean?
That's true.
Like if there was a genie in the room, he'd be like, "Oh, that was fucked up. What you just did."
If he was holding a lamp, he took a selfie with the lamp. He's like, I'm about to wish this motherfucker is dead. Like, no, don't do it.
Fucking throwing a coin in a wishing well and saying
Yeah.
he's even maybe even that is something. But it's like you can wish all fucking kind. You should be allowed to wish anything you want in this world because it doesn't mean shit.
The SWAT team would show up with like a tactical cork to put in the end of the lamp.
And when I talked to Charles, when I talked to a few lawyer friends of ours, and you know, they were kind of like, well, if like he doesn't have some crazy amount of power where he could make people do it. Like, I think it's gonna be okay, but it's not okay though.
I don't got like a Death Note book or something. I'm not just sitting in my house like.
But they did like really pause your life. For 6 months, and it's fucked up that they were able to do that.
I couldn't work just because. Even it was originally terroristic threats. That's what the original charge was. And then I didn't get indicted on that. They lowered it and I got indicted on telecommunications harassment. And basically, even though that was just a misdemeanor, no place will hire you when you have an open case because they're worried that you're going to get indicted on something else.
Right.
So this whole time, if I had been working for Street Fight, I would have been like,
yeah, we'll hire you even if you're gonna get indicted.
I don't think we have plenty of people working for us that have been to
jail. I know the one thing was I'm pretty sure I can say this. Like in court, they when they were trying to get the evidence removed, they said basically. I don't. Besides showing, they said I had a disgusting, immoral sense of humor.
Okay.
But they said I can't get arrested for that.
Okay.
So it was like that was good.
Attorneys have to say that too.
No, it was. Well, yeah.
I mean,
that's a matter of taste.
Yeah.
Come on, it's not immoral.
No, the funniest thing was it wasn't funny, but it was funny at the same time. Sitting in court and hearing a prosecutor explain what a meme is to a judge. I never thought that would happen. Dude's like, there was one picture I posted and it was, I said, got me feeling like something. I'm not going to say it because it doesn't matter, right? But the prosecutor was like, and got me feeling like is some sort of memes that are on the internet. And this is another example. And he pulled out other examples of memes. And I was like, this is like, how much money is being used right now just to like, show memes on the internet, and then like how much
judge?
Yeah, to a judge.
That's supposed to make a decision about your life.
Yeah.
What are these? Preposterous words matched up. Well, this is one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, man. What a fucking world we live in. What? David Becker.
John Becker.
John
Pecker.
No, I was nervous
He's
as
gonna
hell.
sue us now. He's like, they called me a penis. These young men called me a penis, and I am not a penis.
I hope that you're having the greatest life.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. I hope somebody gives you a big old hug.
I didn't get to speak to you about it, but is there a history of this guy doing this?
From what I've heard, I guess yes. From what I heard, there is.
So he's brought people from as far as Florida here.
Yeah, that's
to bust them for shit they said on the internet.
Yeah, that's what I have heard. Yeah.
I mean, these guys, man. Like, it just, they're so freaked out because this shit has been being said. But here's the other thing, dude. I wish somebody would kill this guy has been being said by people about politicians forever.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And it just because they wrote it in word, that's what these boomers are, dude.
They can print it out and use that as evidence in court.
Right. These boomers think, and I'm convinced of this, okay? And this is, people always like, what is the thing that rotted these boomers' minds? What is the thing that fucked them up? Why do they like believe that there are people that run up to you at the gas station and like tell you to smell this perfume and it's knockout gas? Like, why do they believe all that stuff?
Or the AIDS needle underneath the gas tank thing.
I think they believe that stuff because they come from a time where it was like everything on that screen. Everything on the screen is true. The news wouldn't lie to you.
No,
stuff coming from the screen. It's on a screen.
It was a paper, though.
Right, and they're reading words. That's a key. They're reading. They're not like having it said to them. If
Yeah.
they have it said to them, they're like, ah, bullshit. That's malarkey.
Spin.
Yeah, they're spin, but they think because it's like there's
Someone
so
wrote
many
this out.
Yeah, somebody wrote. I mean, what? He really like the guy got his fucking feelings hurt.
Yeah, he did.
That is what happened. He said something vile, and he got his feelings hurt, and then he ruined somebody's life for 6 months. And it's fucking sick, man. Because I mean, you know, all joking aside, we've joked a lot about this, but it has been pretty difficult for you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because even just to show you the nice bureaucracy that's when it comes to anything, period. Like, I was in jail here. I got out. I had to go turn myself in down there because they never came to get me. So when I went to turn myself in down there, I had a court date set up, blah, blah, blah. I was locked up down there. Part of the reason why I got locked up down there, even though I had because I was originally charged with a felony, and then they lowered it to a misdemeanor. But since they lowered it to a misdemeanor, I had a warrant for the misdemeanor, and I had showed up to court. And since you show up to court with a warrant, they have to arrest you. The judge was like, "It's cool. You already, we'll just go ahead and get you out on OR bond, own reconnaissance, and everything." And the prosecutor and the judge signed off on it, right? And they were like, "But until this paperwork gets sent over to the sheriff's office, you have to just be in jail. It should only be like a few hours." And I was like, all right, dope. They both agreed on it. But I'm sitting there waiting, and then my lawyer shows back up in the jail, and he doesn't look very happy. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, the sheriff's office wouldn't accept the letter from the judge because he was a felony judge and not a misdemeanor judge. And this was on a Friday before what was it, Columbus Day on Monday?
Yeah.
And so I had to stay in jail until they could get a hold of a misdemeanor judge, just because it was a wrong name or wrong type of signature from a judge, wrong judge signature on a piece of paper, even though the prosecutor and I had a judge sign off.
So you sat in jail for 4 days because of that?
Well, it was actually 5. Yeah, it was 5 more. Yeah.
Damn, man.
Yeah.
That was the thing.
In Southern Ohio, everything came with cornbread. They didn't give you like actual.
Ain't even the South neither. Get out of here with the cornbread.
Wow.
They didn't give you like bread. They give you They would give you bologna sandwiches.
Oh, Jesus.
But like the sandwiches,
vegans?
they wouldn't give you bread with the bologna sandwiches. They gave you a piece of cornbread, and you can like cut it in half, and then
Mash it up.
Your dad would punch you in the face for saying, "What about vegans in jail?" He's so mad at you for being like, "They're going to eat the goddamn bologna."
See, I'm a goat. I'll eat anything, but it was just Columbus jail. It was weirder just because it was like they wake you up at like 4:00 in the morning so you can get some milk.
Okay, nice milk.
And then they have breakfast like a couple hours later.
They got coffee there?
No.
Jesus Christ, jail is.
You know what he loved? He was real into the slippers.
Yeah. Oh,
he was saying to me, he was like,
Hey, Bob Barkers?
Hey, man, you can get the Bob Barker slippers. You can buy them in bulk, and they're only like $4 a piece.
Yeah.
You can sell
Are
them.
they nice?
You can sell them in the Street Fight store. I'm like, man, we're not gonna sell fucking jail slippers in the Street Fight store.
They look. Some of them look kind of dope though, and you can get off like. I obviously wouldn't want to order anything off there just because it's
you
like
don't want to give them any money.
You're supporting like prison stuff. You know what I mean? But it's like
Brett thought that was like the real Bob Barker for a period.
No, I didn't.
I ain't gonna stunt.
I didn't think it
too.
was the real guy. There was a guy at work that had spent like a good half hour telling me over and over again, like, yeah, man, it's fucked up. Bob Barker's son was in jail, and he just wanted to make sure that his kid was taken care of. So, like, he became like a prison advocate and wanted to make sure that, he can make shit. This guy told me that for like a fucking half hour.
Oh, wow.
A million different ways.
Dude, I ain't trying to be a dick, but the Bob Barker slips don't actually look all that bad.
Really?
That's what I'm saying, man. They got like multiple ones, and they
Well,
have.
I'm gonna get my own design. I'm gonna rip those off then and put them in the store.
And you can get a pack of like it's either 12 or like 24 just regular hats, like trucker hats, for like $20. You
Sure.
go flip those in the street, man.
Yeah. Go take
Put some little logos on it.
Yeah.
You know
That's
what I
like you
mean?
should have got and I know we're gonna get into like stories in a minute, but there's chips in prison that are supposed to be like super great and popular that like when people get out they'll be like, damn, I wish I could get those chips again. But they don't sell them in stores. So there are things in jail that are, I mean, you don't want to go to jail.
Well, see, that's the thing too. Is like everybody that's in jail that knows that they're in there for something is going to be there for a long time. All of them want to go to prison, just because like prison is a lot better opportunities to do certain stuff there, but jail's just kind of like
they're just making you sit in a room.
Dude,
yeah,
I
like,
would totally wear these flip-flops, though, for real. If we could get these on the screen real quick, I would wear these flips.
Are they that good? Are they that dope?
I mean, I'm going to bring them up on the
It's like, has Lil Pump ripped them off or anything?
Yo, you got to pull up the ones, it's the shoes that they're like leather at the bottom, and they're obviously all like got the Velcro straps.
There
and
it is. There's the look on your screen, Brett. You should be able to see it there.
Sorry.
These are kind of fresh, I think.
Yeah, I
would wear those.
I could dig those for the summer.
Yeah. And I'm a no shoestrings type of guy, so like I really like not having shoes that you can just slip on. You know what I mean?
God, I'm dying thinking like you went to jail and you were like, man, the fashion here is just something else.
Yeah.
I mean, you are. To be fair, you're a comfortable guy.
Yeah, I'm pretty.
Like, I don't see you in jeans very much.
I own one pair of jeans and they don't fit.
Yeah, you're a comfy guy, Jake. And if jail stuff is what you want to wear, you're allowed to wear it. But people will look at you a little funky on the streets.
Yeah, what with the
especially
shoes?
People that know you're wearing jail clothes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if they're like, bro, you got some Bob Barkers on, I'd be like,
oh no.
But I'm like, for those who don't know, they'd be like, man, these shoes are fresh as fuck.
I have heard that like they'll run out of them when you get in there. And like that they become popular and shit.
Oh yeah,
I've heard stories about dudes with like a bunch of Kool-Aid. Mm-hmm. I've heard like where like in the jail. Do you remember telling me that, or was that another person, Jason? There was a guy with a big bag of fucking Kool-Aid that people were just freaking out. Yeah.
Yeah, fucking Nutty Buddies, man. You can trade some nutties for like anything, bro.
So who are your cellmates down there?
Like they were all surprisingly not really like just lots of people like Southern Ohio. It was all like everybody was like, can't wait to get out to smoke some ice. That's all it was. Is that everybody was like, dude had been in there, I forget how long. It was like a year or two, and he was in there for meth.
A year or two in just jail?
Yeah, there was a dude that's been in there. Okay, because like for what's it called? Child support, right? They don't send people to prison anymore for child support. But you can get jail time. So there was a guy that's been there for like 4 years for child support.
Fucking Christ.
How's he gonna pay that back?
I have no clue. Yeah, that doesn't. Yeah, exactly. You just get out and then you're like, oh.
Well, I mean, that's really the key to the even story Jake's telling us is that they just jam you up.
Yeah,
it's not like they. You know, this wonderful law that you hear people like Law and Order, you know, or that you learn about in Principles of Democracy class in school is like, it's bullshit. It doesn't matter if you did anything. It doesn't matter if you did anything wrong. Yeah. They can fucking jam you up if they want to.
That was the thing the whole time is that like I'm not optimistic. I'm not pessimistic. I try to keep it down the middle. And I was like, you know, there was times where I was like, you know, looking at the evidence and thinking about this, I don't think they can't put Jake in jail. But then it was also times where I was like, they could just fucking, you know, sign a piece of paper or put a check mark on a piece of paper and put him in fucking jail. They've already put him behind bars over this shit. Yeah. Like, I don't know anything, actually. They are totally unaccountable. Like, you don't know what the fuck it would happen if they, I don't know. I was worried. I didn't realize how worried I was until you told me you were not guilty, and then I was just like, oh my gosh, like I let go of all that nervous energy at one time.
I mean, like, I felt guilty about what happened to you, actually. Like, I sort of, in a way, was like, because me and Brett have now toned some stuff down because of this. I think one of the things is this happened in September, the Labor Day weekend show in Chicago.
Yeah.
Is that's known by a lot of people, an exciting show, and it got pulled because we didn't want them to listen to our feed.
And I had just posted that like the day before that happened, and then it was on my page too, and I was worried about that.
We didn't want them to. So what happened was the crowd as a joke chanting "Kill Jeff Bezos." It was really funny and it was really fun and everybody had a good time and people still do it at our shows. But we tell them not to. But it's like I felt like it's the first time I've ever felt like a responsibility for the culture that builds around my show. You know what I mean? And like you're a part of the Facebook group. Everybody loves you. You've rapped before the shows. And in my mind I thought like, did I like is like this thing that we made like something that is violent or something like that?
We
like
poisoned your young cousin's brain.
I'm serious. I did feel though at times it's like when somebody around me is radical politically now, like it's hard for me not to think that me and you have a little bit to do with it. You know what I mean? Like no, I'm not saying we're changing minds. I'm saying that like we create. Me and you have created sort of a culture that is like political.
Yeah.
When we talk politics and these politics happen. And Jake has done rap. He's done rap. He's rapped.
Done rap.
He's done all kinds of things and said all kinds of things. And it didn't matter. None of it fucking mattered until he was doing politics. You know?
Yeah.
And to me, it's like, did I like just turn this guy on to politics and then...
I think of it more as just setting up a place where you can kind of feel comfortable to say stuff, and then it's like, uh-oh, the cops were listening, and now you're going to jail.
Well, and the other thing is like, I wouldn't blame you guys for anything, just because part of the thing is like, I get frustrated with stuff that I see, period, and especially when it has stuff to do with kids, because like that's all I've done and want to continue to do is like working with kids. Not to be like I like working with kids, not trying to be.
But what you do is super important though, and you've inspired a lot of kids to do the right thing, like a lot of at-risk kids, and you've worked with homeless people, and you've done a lot of jobs like that, and they tried to take that away from you. You know?
Yeah, I would just say that like listening to you guys like. It actually helps with the anger or frustration that I feel. It actually gives a sort of release from it. I don't think it influences me. I'm not like, when I listen to Street Fight afterwards, I'm not like, I'm gonna go fucking burn down a bank. You know what I mean?
But that's what
I felt like that before.
That's what we wanted in the early days.
Yeah.
Like kind of like a lot of our jokes revolved around that shit. But like part of me was just like, man, Jake's a good guy. He's never done anything but good stuff. And then he got tied in with us and started doing the show and started helping us out with the show and stuff like that. And now he's like, I wish somebody would kill this guy. It's like, I didn't want that to happen to anybody. I'm very loving. But like, you know, you shouldn't have been in trouble. And what you said to me, it's hard to say it's not like a violent speech, but it really was like, to me, if I was reading that as like, I know it was just a post, but if you read something like that in poetry or in a song, or if you saw something like that in a TV show or a play or something like that, it would illustrate like desperation and hopelessness. And that's what it really was. It wasn't violence, and it wasn't somebody attacking and wanting to kill somebody. It was somebody that felt hopeless in the moment and was desperate and needed to like vent that feeling.
Yeah, you gotta tap in your inner grandma and be like, "Oh, Jacob, you don't mean that."
Yeah.
Like, as soon as you say that.
I mean, well, I know, one of his grandmas probably would have said it.
yeah.
We're related.
Yeah,
My grandma
would,
Joe might have said, like, I hope he dies.
Yeah, she'd be like, oh. She would have been a little drunk too, or a lot of drunk, and then
drinking a half a fucking fifth of Kessler's and smoking cool non-filters and saying, I hope somebody kills this guy.
Yeah, see.
Well, I want to thank you for coming on and talking about your not that you weren't guilty. I think we let people kind of there was a period where they thought we were in trouble because we didn't want to talk about it because we didn't want to get you in trouble.
Yeah,
it was just like really weird period of time that was like they think we're in trouble. We're not in trouble. They're not even looking at us. But like then we were able to.
Well, I was worried about that originally. I was worried that they were gonna try to like come at you guys somehow, and you know what I mean. Like I didn't know how far it was gonna.
If they were any good at their
down.
job, they wouldn't have.
They would have been.
They would have just.
playing
They
our
could
show
have. They
in
could have
that
just shut
courtroom.
us down. They could have. They could have went so much further with it, right?
Yeah, they could have played.
They could have got the dealer. They could have got the dealer of the hateful thoughts.
Yeah, and they could have played audio in that
Oh, I
room
know.
and made us look. Fucking
Well,
like terrorists.
originally they were, I believe, because they had snapshots of some of my rap stuff, and I believe that they were trying to originally wanted to post some of that, and I'm like, I say some wild shit in the music that I do,
Yeah.
but it's
a
all
tough
music,
case.
it's all entertainment. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what this is too. Entertainment. That's all it
Entertainment.
is. Well,
So
Jake,
yeah, so that covers that. I wanted to get one more thing that the Street Fight group has been going crazy about, and that is, can we hear about your sex lube story?
Oh, okay. Yeah,
horniness.
yeah.
Brett's
So
horny over here. I'm grossed out.
So, I wonder if Omari's going to see this. I don't even think he knows about it. But Omari, I'm going to apologize in advance if you see this. But basically, I went to go visit one of my very close friends in Denver. And he runs he's a GM of a dispensary. And so needless to say, I went down there with one of my and had some fun, friends. Just kind of relaxed, you know what I mean? I got some... the body oil, the THC body oil. And I've actually found out now that I kind of have a weird affect to CBD. And sometimes it makes stuff go numb.
Okay.
And I tried having, I was trying to enjoy myself and do some things with the THC oil and in the front and the back. And basically, it all went numb. And it didn't go unnumb for like a week.
Jesus Christ!
Wow.
Yeah, I came home and even
Could you fuck forever?
no, it was the opposite. I was so scared.
He was like,
Oh.
yeah, he was just like, my dick fell off.
Yeah, and it was like it was the most strangest thing. But it was needless to say, it was a great experience, and I was happy that the only people I could share it with is the Street Fighters.
Yeah, I'm jealous right now, actually. I've never beat off with THC oil
He was
before,
so
and I
nervous
want
to
to
buy
do it.
sex stuff at the dispensary.
I was not nervous.
No, well, but there was a
It's just-
shitload
it
at
just-
that one.
I know, it just adds up so much, dude.
Right,
it's like
but you bought-
$65 for 3 ounces of
this,
shit.
This motherfucker bought at least 5 packs of joints that
Hey,
had to leave half of them in the hotel
No, I
room,
didn't.
but he
I
couldn't
smoked
get
all those.
dick lube. He was like, I ain't buying that.
I'm buying sex lube
He
next
just
time.
doesn't fucking, when the weed's legal, he just buys joints like a regular dude.
You're
It's crazy.
very basic.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
it's
I
okay.
liked the shatter and stuff too.
Conrad John just called you a numbnuts. So
perfect.
That was true. That is very true.
well, let's get some news in, I
Okay.
guess, while we're sitting here. Jake, you know what? Stick around. Fuck it. You'll have fun. You can sit in on a street fight. How's that sound?
Fine with me.
Faux show.
Fine with all of us. We got a third mic tonight. Weird, huh?
Yeah.
Weird fucking week this week. The news was kind of... I felt like a little slow. I guess there's a couple things I want to talk about. The first one being a thing I've heard people mad about all week. And I was sort of mad about it too. But I also feel like I'm being a baby. And I want to get Brett's... I want to get your take on it.
I don't even know what it is. I'm trying to
Okay,
figure.
so this week on Sunday, and we talked about this early last week, Beto O'Rourke
Oh,
announced...
this fucking guy.
But he has no lips.
he announced that he's running for president, okay? And so he's been doing the thing where you go around and you talk to a bunch of white people in a coffee shop, and what he does is he stands on the counter, right? And the first thing I thought when I saw it, and maybe that's just street fight, you know what I mean? It's somebody's gonna have to clean that fucking counter.
Health code violation.
And as time went on, I felt like I was nitpicking.
Uh-huh.
But so many people are fucking saying,
You
somebody's
do have to wipe
gotta-
it down.
Right. Somebody's got to clean that counter. There's a guy's shoes on the counter. And we're Listen. I complain about motherfuckers not wearing shoes in the grocery store.
Sure.
Right? This is so far over the line. These are people I would say that his people are the type of people who would be furious at me for laying in bed in my shoes.
Yeah.
And there is like some people have said, and look, I can't speak for people, okay? That there are like immigrants in the country that like do have like they don't love shoes on inside. There's like a cultural thing that we will wear shoes inside. But there are people that are here that are very uncomfortable with it. And again, it's just dirty. Like, why do that? You know? Are you as annoyed with it as I? Like, am I weird for being annoyed with that?
Wait, you're talking about Beto O'Rourke being dirty, right?
Yeah, just his shoes on the fuck. He's just standing. I mean, look.
I don't care about that. I think it's more that, like, that's really presumptuous.
Yeah.
I mean, basically, unless, like, aliens are attacking, right? That's when you can be like, everybody, listen to me. You know, like, you know, the monster's around the corner, right? That's when you stand on the desk.
What is
like
the
if
desk
Twilight
thing?
Zone and shit is happening. But, like, if you're at the bar and someone stands on the desk, sweep the leg. Sweep the fucking leg.
Right.
Just-
If somebody stood on the bar at the bar, you would be annoyed by that person.
Yeah.
I would think. I would be. And the
Start
people that
yelling.
work there,
You're like, "Shut
somebody
the
had
fuck
a
up."
I
really great
do the like right out. Shut the fuck up. Yeah.
just cussing this guy.
Nobody wants this.
Sit out. Well, it does suck when you're like hanging out at a coffee shop or something like that, and then somebody decides they want to be the center of attention and start
God.
yelling. Or
Oh
something.
yeah. Attention. Can I have everyone? And you're like, I'm like, oh no, don't make eye contact.
Me and Brett were at a party one time in Washington D.C. I can't help it. I can't keep anything back ever.
Okay.
But these two people were like running a campaign for something, and they fucking made every single person at this party, where there was just tons of fucking people at this
It
party.
was cheap beer, cheap liquor, just ounces of weed being smoked, and then they made this announcement.
About this, yeah.
And they're like, everybody get your phone out, and then it was like, nobody did, and they're like, no, you get out your phone, and then they were like, no, you get out your phone too, and made every single person get out their phone. It was really fucking uncomfortable.
Were they like
and they
trying
wanted
to-
us to Venmo a campaign for something. I don't know what it was. And I think we should be raising more money for people who need it. We helped Jake raise the money for his defense and stuff. I donated to a GoFundMe this week for a guy that needed $8,500 to get bailed out of one of those ICE detention centers. And like, I mean, I'm okay with, I wish we didn't have to do it, but like, I'm okay with it. But like in person is like a little bit different to me. And
it was a
just
bold energy.
So, it felt
My
so
favorite
obnoxious.
was Nick Hayes, the video guy.
Mm-hmm.
He said, dude, I only have $10 in my fucking bank account right now. Like, that's what they said. They kept bothering him to get it out. And he's like, I have no money in my bank. I'm like, I'm borrowing money to be here. I can't give you anything.
Yeah. What do you think the type of person that like takes over a room? Because I have a few things. Like, I think Beto O'Rourke is like the worst. Actually, at first I thought he was like a guy at a party that wouldn't be bad to be around. Like, I want to have a drink with this guy. I thought he could pull off the I want to have a drink with this guy thing.
For a certain type, he does.
Yeah,
No,
and-
he has like those like sleepy eyes and like just he's not very aggressive, but he seems like big enough that he could like fall on you and be kind of a threat.
And he has a lot of stuff, though. Like, he has a lot of the right things to be in a conversation with a guy.
He doesn't. I mean,
He's
I've
the
never heard
first-
his words. I've only seen the pictures. Where are the words? He's a model, is what he is. And it's so funny that like these people are creaming their jeans about this guy. He's like, you know, running around in like a rolled up shirt, looking like Hugh Grant.
It's because he looks like every white dude that is like the cool, like
He is, yeah.
It's like Michael Phelps looking. He looks like he looks like a swimmer. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
he's
he probably,
lean.
Yeah, he's real lean.
Yeah, probably eats right.
They also love guys with, like, teeth.
They love those big teeth.
They love
man.
that. They
those
think
big,
that's a
shiny
sign
teeth.
of success,
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah.
Like, he's a guy that, like, has, like, he got so much success that his teeth were real bad in the front, and he went to the doctor, and he was like, can you fix my teeth? And they just added, like, 2 inches to them.
My opinion, to get back to the original thing, is after he gets down off the table, the toughest guy in the room, or gals, or non-binary pal, toughest person in the room, has to say, "Hey, you gonna clean that fucking table?" Right? In front of everybody and see what he does, right?
I do like that.
That's the best way to do it.
I think it shows like a disregard for the people that work at the place to me
It's
in a way.
fun, and it's just like, you know, I feel like I'm in like a Zoe Deschanel movie, right?
Yeah. But that's not. I just think it does show a disregard for the people that have to clean up after he leaves.
I don't know. You're being like,
I'm being a baby, I
You
know.
just don't work anymore. They have to wipe that table whether or not he jumps up on it or not.
You are probably right. You are probably right about that. They're gonna have to wipe that table off. Okay, I'm
But
being a
I
baby.
understand. It's become like, you know, this precious symbol.
I got
of
a
the worker.
Got a story for you, Brett, that I think is going to weird you out a little bit. So I want to make sure we get this on the show tonight. And it's about California, the wacky world of Cali.
Hell yeah.
You know?
Who knows? It's wild out there.
It is. It's a wonderful place.
I
though.
know.
I got to
They
tell
have
you,
all
I
the best ideas.
already want to do a live show back in
I know.
LA.
I kept thinking we could, from Las Vegas, we could end up in LA.
I told Kate, I was like, well, you know I got you booking. We got you booking a lot of tours, but we'd also like to be back in LA in December. It's just the place was so great. All right, here we go. Modifications and updates to elevators are generally exclusively good things, but the addition of buttons reading "riot" inside several at a Sacramento state building prompted frightened and confused reactions from employees working there. So these elevators, they added a button to the elevators in the government building that said "riot," and they told nobody what they were for.
Right.
What do you think they're for?
A lockdown mode of something to prevent the bottom floor from like the proletariat to get into the bottom, and so they can't get to up. So it like locks out the bottom floor from getting to the top floors.
I was thinking it would just start playing like really heavy metal music, and then people just start moshing it.
Riot! Which is like generic music.
Suit, riot! Riot!
Hand me a bottle of beer.
Yeah.
Press the riot button. I want to hear suit riot.
Just shuffle through all the best songs about rioting.
One building employee, Tanya Ballard, told KOVR that she's concerned there's an undisclosed reason the buttons needed to be added to the elevators. Now, this is the kind of thinking I like, folks, because nobody randomly puts a riot button in there, Ballard said. Somebody, the powers that be, knows something that we don't know, and they don't want to alarm us.
I predict a riot. I predict a riot.
FEMA camps.
That fucking rocks, though, to take it like right away. Just be like, you know, the powers that be know why they're added.
You press the riot button, and then a rocket engages on the bottom of the elevator and blasts you out the roof of the building to a safety island.
Like, what do you think she thinks? The riot button.
What is it now?
Okay.
I like the Willy Wonka thing at the end of the movie. Where he
Oh
just,
yeah, like I've never gone this
Going
high
up.
before. I've never rioted before. I've never pressed this one.
Their purpose as the
Is there
department
a panic button still on them? Is there still a panic button on elevators?
emergency, but they don't say panic. Panic is like such a fucking bad word to put on a machine. You know, especially in the world we live in now, where everybody's panicking 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
It's true. There's always a reason to panic.
I'm like halfway through a panic attack right now.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
If there was a panic button right now, I'd press it to get out of here.
Right.
You know?
Okay.
You don't want to write panic on anything. Okay.
Riot.
Their purpose, as the Department of General Services later outlined, is reportedly to light up to inform riders the elevators will not stop at the first floor in the event of an emergency, like a riot or violent protest. The department spokesperson, however,
I knew it. That's right out of J.G. Ballard's novel, High Rise. I didn't see the movie,
the one Will told you to read.
Yeah, but the book is fucking good.
But why did they write? Like, it's such a crazy thing to write on the button. They could have put anything in there, dude. I feel like they could have fucking not even put the button there and then told the employees in a company-wide email, like, hey, if there's a riot, the thing will go to the first
Press
floor.
the green one. Press the green button or something.
Well, won't let them go to the first floor. Like that's all it is. It's like
Right,
it
right.
won't, the elevator won't go to the first floor, so that we can't get up.
Right, so we
just
can't
run
tear
up
their
the
heads
steps.
off.
We're all willing to run up some steps.
They're gonna have boiling oil that comes out of the ceiling, though. There'll be a boiling oil button next to the fire alarm. Pull the boiling oil lever to keep them away, and the stairs will turn into a fucking slide.
Oh, here we go. The buttons were installed as a part of our overall safety and emergency plan, covering a variety of scenarios, including the need to have the elevator not reach the first floor. A spokesperson tells SF Gate, the wording is in the process of being changed to more effectively reflect the purpose. We apologize for anyone who was distressed with the wording.
So what are they changing it to now?
It doesn't say. It's like when the installation of a button reading riot is unusual.
Big old elevator button. Like,
I don't know what what are they gonna name it?
I don't
Right?
know. I'm trying to think of what if you could like add a line or something
Lockdown.
to it.
People love lockdowns now. Like especially in state buildings. Like they love the word lock. They'll just do a lockdown.
Lockdown's a good one.
Lockdown is it.
Lockdown
But they don't
is
want
the
you to
one.
feel like you're in jail. You know?
But people do want to know they can be locked down. Like
yeah, that makes them
people
feel
here,
safe.
it does, yeah.
It's real like.
We have a protocol for locking down.
They're like,
Please don't panic anybody. We can all lock down now.
if any of us ever gets out of control, a cop will hold us down and put a boot on our neck. You know, like so we're safe. To keep us safe. Yeah, they're like one of those fucking nervous ass dogs that has to wear a real tight vest to feel comfortable. You know?
I wonder what the state, like what was the thinking when they added this to the elevator?
Oh, they did
Like,
the
was
numbers and
something
realized
gonna
that
happen?
they did the numbers. Yeah, they did the numbers. Like, I think that there's going to be all-out riots eventually, so we should probably look ahead to that.
We looked at the wealth distribution chart and we thought it might be smart to add a riot button to the elevator.
Yeah, it's cheaper than fixing the problem.
Yeah.
Trust me.
I mean, riots are fucking wild, but like,
Yeah.
you don't think they are?
No, I think they're wild. No, they are. No, they're bonkers.
I mean, anybody that's like been in one is like, oof, yikes. You
Yeah,
know, nobody's
it's-
like shooting for a riot. It's a wild.
It's just
deal.
always high octane. There's no like moment of peace.
Yeah, you can't just walk.
You can't just like duck down to the side and
No, you.
There's
I
no
It's
mean,
like a
cut.
break room.
It
You
is-
can't
No,
just
no.
go somewhere and hang
there
out
are
for a little
periods though
Sure, in
where you can
areas.
stand outside of what would be considered the like in a mosh pit. There's like an area on the outside that you can stand and you're like not right.
Brian, you're echoing.
Am I really? Well, I.
Unplug your.
Oh, it's his mic is picking me up. Let me move away. I'm moving away.
Maybe it just came though.
The echoing just started.
I guess they're saying it. Yeah. Well, I mean, I
Did it
guess
go away now? Oh, God damn it! These
They do
fucking
love it.
mics.
You
man.
sound like the Who, man.
It's
you sound like-
only teenage wasteland.
They're saying it's your earbuds feeding back into the microphone.
My earbuds. Oh,
Are they plugged in?
there you go. All right, how's that? Is that better? Did we get it?
Do you feel uncomfortable without those things around your neck though?
These weren't plugged in. I
Oh.
unplugged the other
Those.
ones.
Which
and
ones
threw
are the
them away.
necklace ones?
These are the necklace ones.
You
The
gotta
ones
get
with
like
the lightning.
You gotta get like a
lightning
bracelet
cord are
one.
the necklace ones. I mean, if
Like
really,
whole accessories.
if some
Yeah.
sweetheart wants to send me ear pods, I won't wear them around my neck anymore. But
Oh,
this is
no,
the
I would
only
hate
place.
that.
You would
No.
hate it if I got rid of the the earbud necklace.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the freest necklace you can get. It just came with the phone.
Oh, let's look at a scam. How's that sound?
That's what it was. That's what it's been the whole. Has this what it's been the whole time? Is that stupid thing? The
well,
echo-
I mean,
the
they're
echo?
always plugged in.
Yeah, you always keep them, but they're saying they kind of dig the echo. So go ahead and
There's
plug
no
it right back
ha-ha.
in, Brian.
No way.
Everybody
ha-ha.
says they're.
I can't turn that
They
sound.
want you to sound like Pete Townsend.
Oh, hold on. Don't cry. Don't change your mind. It's only teenage waistline. Okay.
Waistline.
I always say that. I don't know why. I think it's fun.
Is that what you want back?
Like,
I want my teenage. That's
No, I
Weird
don't want
Al.
that
You just
back.
Weird Al that song.
I want
bunch
a
of, like-
29 waist.
Yeah, a
An
bunch of
accordion.
old people. Yeah, that wish they had their teenage waistline.
It's true. All right, I got us a good story. The problem, the reason I keep the headphones plugged in, just like for a little thing, is that I can't turn the sound off on my computer because it's the NDI. So if I turn the sound off on my computer, I guess I can turn the sound. Okay,
Yeah,
fuck
you
it.
just
Who
hit that
cares?
mute button. Just hit that mute button.
I mean, like, who cares, really?
I mean, they love it. I think they're saying it's like a bonus.
All right. Officials around the country.
They said they're going to push the riot button if the echo doesn't come back.
Well, that just means I can't get to the first floor. I mean, that doesn't matter. So here we go. All right. Officials around the country are warning consumers about a scam that is targeting Walmart shoppers. Now, this is very deceptively worded.
Okay.
'Cause I'm going to read the rest of the story,
And it's-
and y'all are both going to be like, tight. Okay. So, law enforcement said scammers are impersonating Walmart employees and approaching customers in the parking lot, asking to see a receipt for proof of purchase. According to the Johnston County report, the suspect typically targets shoppers with expensive items such as electronics and television. Officials said the suspects then take the receipt, head into the store, and use it to shoplift the items listed.
I knew exactly where that was going. That is amazing.
That is
That
great.
That's
doesn't-
really smart.
That's not targeting shoppers.
Yeah.
That
I
doesn't
mean, that's
do
fine.
any. You're just not gonna have your receipt anymore.
Yeah,
That's all.
everybody gets electronic receipts now anyway.
Yeah, I was leaving Target the other day, and I don't use a bag ever, but so I always end up like carrying all my stuff just under my arm, and I just have like a half folded up receipt, and I'm like, if it don't even matter what's written on this thing, I just have it like in my fucking mouth, and I just walk out, and they're like, oh, you look like you got a lot there, you know? It's like you don't even know what I got.
I mean, this scam, the way that they talk
This is
about
great.
this is that it's targeting Walmart shoppers. Like, actually, it's targeting Walmart, which technically is targeting the Waltons, who
Right.
they don't need that money.
Right, shouldn't be targeted. They're one of our targets, actually.
Yeah. I do like the idea of like, hey, can I see your receipt?
Yeah.
'Cause I need to take a look at it. I got to take it to the store and validate that it's like a real receiit.
Yeah.
And then just steal it and come. You
Well,
can come
that'd
back
be
out
funny.
and give the receipt back.
Yeah, what if they were carrying
Yeah.
the TV and they gave him the receipt back?
That would be the coolest, man.
Yeah, but that's true because you got that timestamp on it too. That like recent timestamp, you're golden.
Yeah, it's a perfect fucking scam.
Oh,
You know what? If
God.
you're the Walmart scammer out in the parking lot, just let me know you're the Walmart scammer. I'll give you the goddamn receipt, and you
Yeah.
don't even have to tell them.
As long as you get me something extra.
Yeah, if I would in a different life, I would get really good at like wigs and makeup and come up with different personas for myself and just do this all afternoon instead of having a job.
Yeah, that is sort of the problem with. That is sort of the problem with like they will recognize you. It's like
Yeah.
a really quick. Like you only have so many chances to do it. It's once a day.
Right, but if you have like an Airstream as your like studio for makeup, and then you just hit the road and hit Walmarts all over the fucking country.
You
Just
can.
this independently wealthy guy that's shoplifting
Yeah.
from Walmart
You
all
can-
over the country.
You can double it up with this kind of a callback, but to the scam where the guy was taking money from car washes. You remember that? Like you guys had talked about it. They were taking. He was going to the machines and putting the money, stealing money from car washes all around the United States.
I don't remember that one. Do you
Yeah.
remember that?
Which
story?
one? Stealing? I remember a stealing from car. What was it?
He
Again,
was
I'm sorry.
like,
I was reading the chat.
He was putting he was going around the United States and he was like I think he was putting like a dollar bill or like a $20 bill in like the thing and
we
getting
did
it out.
this. Yeah, he
you
was a
guys.
car
That's what I
wash
said.
bandit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I said you guys did that. So like you could do both of those.
Right,
you can
right.
go around a different, and then you wouldn't need the uniform because you could just travel around to different Walmarts and do it.
Let's just go on a fucking
Well-
petty crime tour, dude.
Yeah.
Where it's just like the whole tour is funded by like ripping off car
Yeah.
washes in Walmart.
Yeah,
What's the jail time on something like that?
sure. You get a nice pair of slippers, right?
Yeah,
when
some,
you
get,
show
get some
up?
Bob Barker's.
What we do, we go out. What we do is we leave home. We rip off a Walmart. We rip off a car wash. We do a live show. We give the TV away at the live show. Like that's
We'll get an HBO documentary made about us.
the stolen shit tour. That would be sweet. I would love that. It sounds very fun. I always have these ideas for tours that would be illegal. All right, we got one last thing to that we need to talk about, and then I think we're done here, man. I'm looking at our time. Yeah. Just want to throw this out there. Yeah, let's just throw this out there. The Kickstarter, the company that makes a bunch of horrible things.
Oh yeah.
Their employees plan to unionize. Employees at Kickstarter, the decade-old crowdfunding platform, are planning to unionize, potentially making them the first organized labor force among major tech firms. The move comes less than a week after Gimlet Media. What's a gimlet? I mean, gimlet just sounds horrible.
Some sort of drinking glass.
Gimlet.
The podcasting company, soon to be acquired by tech giant Spotify, announced its own plan to unionize with the Writers Guild of America East. So, unionized podcasters is very cool. It also comes a month after Amazon abandoned plans for a second headquarters in Kickstarter's home of New York City, in part because of pressure by local politicians to insist on neutrality from the company in the face of unionization attempts in Staten Island by the retail, wholesale, and department store union. Kickstarter told Gizmodo in an email that it is aware of its employees' unionization efforts. We're proud that everyone here at Kickstarter cares deeply about its mission and its future, a spokesperson said in its statement. Usually the second part of that sentence is the one that makes you hate the company. You know what I mean? They're always like, we're really happy that our employees are really passionate about their job and the mission that we have at Kickstarter.
Like, no. That's not what this is about.
Yeah, but so let's hear what this second sentence is. We're aware that there are team members at Kickstarter who are interested in forming a union.
Okay.
And we look forward to hearing more about our employees, quotes, concerns. They had to put quotes around the word concern. These employees don't have concerns.
Yeah, they have concerns.
Yeah, come on. In a memo obtained by The Verge, Kickstarter Union states that the company's values have failed to manifest in our workplace, and the union hopes to encourage solidarity, transparency, and accountability and a seat at the table. It's not known currently which employees are part of the union, if they've signed union cards, or what percentage of the workforce. It's more like a work farce.
More like a work farce here, guys.
Are in support of organizing. The Office of Professional Employees International Union Local 153, which is assisting in the organizing efforts, provided the following statement to Gizmodo. Kickstarter United is proud to start the process of unionizing to safeguard and enrich Kickstarter's charter commitments to creativity, equity, and positive impact on society. What's the, like more Cards Against Humanity games? Like their positive impact to society is like alarm clocks that shoot aromatherapy at you and $2,000 fucking coolers with a radio in them.
The world's smallest umbrella.
I mean, come on. That's a lie.
A one-wheel
luggage with USB ports in it.
yeah. One-wheel device, like transportation devices.
That thing, that world's biggest macaroni salad or whatever that was.
Yes, that happened. Yeah,
that happened
macaroni
here.
salad party.
Yeah, it's just.
Okay,
I mean, these companies all have like such high opinions of themselves. I know you have to say that shit to make yourself feel better in the world, you know. But it's always funny when you hear it, because it's like, well, come on, you know.
Right.
Kickstarter's mostly like a lot of junk that they're selling.
Yeah, lots of Flash animated libertarian video games were funded on Kickstarter.
Kickstarter's fucking nuts, man. We want to set the standard for the entire industry. Now is the time. Come together, unionize. In what may be an unrelated event, Kickstarter's CEO Perry Chen announced he's stepping down from his role.
Strong ass name.
So, yeah, Kickstarter's unionizing, and just this after the successful unionization of the Anchor Brewing Company that our buddy Brace was a part of.
Yeah,
and it's just like their workers want a union. You know, like it may seem at times like they don't want that. But once workers of all different types once they understand that like this is just us leveraging our collective power against the company who has significantly more power than any of us as an individual, I think most people would be cool with being in a union.
It may be hipster to bring back stuff from the old days, but I really think that old union shit they used to do is a lot better than what we fucking ended up with, you know?
Oh yeah, and it's like so obvious that like the way that the union membership declined over the years and how bad like employment, like how bad jobs are just horrible.
It's crazy. I mean, I'm just seeing more and more Twitters of screen grabs from Craigslist that are just bonkers. You know, don't come to this place and expect fucking anything, you know? But what about that asshole? Some asshole was hiring somebody for 40 hours as an independent contractor.
I got it. Let's read that one because we didn't do it on the other show. So this is for Epicurious.
Yeah.
It is a food site, I guess.
I believe so. Or maybe Stoic Wisdom.
So let's talk about the wording of the first. Let's
maybe is it Epicuriosity?
I think it means Epicurean was like a period in history that had something to do with like food and shit. No, like that.
He was a dude. Epicurious was a dude.
Okay, well, then he must have been into food or some shit.
That's like someone that's if you're Epicurious, that means you're into food.
You're into epi. Right,
you're into food.
So let's look at the wording of this while we got a little bit more time and we can look into the wording of this tweet, which I think was really funny. Actually.
This shit is so. Epicurious was an atomic materialist following in the steps of Democritus.
Okay, well,
Democritus.
Okay, well, now that you've compared him to Democritus, I know now. So here's how he started this, which by the way, you would think he would have deleted this thread because this job is
this is embarrassing. I mean, this is something that like, well, there's just an amount of shame that I think that I can just imagine being taken down with, you know, like if I was to post that and not really realize what I was asking of somebody, you know, I think I would be embarrassed after someone pointing it out and be like, oh, you're right, like this is pretty awful.
Right, and I want to also say that Epicurious isn't some small business. Condé Nast owns it, which is a large magazine publisher, I believe, or some shit like that. So here's how he worded the first tweet for the job posting. I have an amazing job for a food writer who is at the beginning of her/his career.
Okay.
Here are the details.
Yay.
They always got it. All jobs are for people that are at the beginning of it.
Hey, and they led with her. That's progressive.
Well, sure, yeah. Epicurious is looking for a sharp, organized, cooking-obsessed editorial assistant to join our small corner of Condé Nast.
Cool.
The right candidate will thrive while performing both creative editorial tasks and detail-oriented production tasks.
Sounds
and we don't know
high level.
We don't know what this job is yet.
Okay.
It does sound like a lot of work.
Detail-oriented.
Sounds like
it's
work.
Important.
Here's where it gets wild. This is a full-time freelance position based in New York City.
Full-time freelance.
Yeah, so you're
full-time. How can you do any? Okay, never mind.
They do this all the time, though. They do this whole, like, you're a contractor. Hey, you're a full-time independent contractor, dude. You can do anything you want on your off time. You're an independent contractor,
buddy. Get your money. Spend
you're
it how you want.
Independent, man.
Yeah, you can do anything. So relocation funds are not available for this position. So we're not going to pay for you.
Live in New York or have someone else pay for it.
Yeah.
Max out your credit cards.
So let's look at the job, a rough outline of the job's various duties. 1, newsletter production. So you're writing a newsletter.
Okay.
20% of the job. Newsletters are a vital source of traffic for Epicurious, and the EA will be tasked with writing and building our daily send, as well as other one-off sends through the week. So you're going to be writing the emails that they send out. Recipe production. The EA will build roughly 30 recipes, our most important editorial resource, every month. So they want you to develop a recipe every day. Now, we're all thinking like recipes, you know? Oh, shit. Well, like there's recipes all over. No, they want you to start from nothing and make a recipe and then write it all down and give it to them for nothing, by the way.
Whoa.
It's full-time freelance work.
Yeah.
So I don't think you're getting paid by the piece because it's full-time, right?
Well, no, you're just getting paid per hour, probably.
Yeah, or salary, more likely.
Well, no, if it's freelance, it's not salary.
SEO maintenance.
Or they could just, I don't know.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know how
They put the money in
because
there?
it's a position that doesn't fucking exist, dude. That's why we don't know. We shouldn't know how much it's paying because it's not a real thing. Full-time freelancer is like
No, that's a real thing.
made up.
That's not. It just means you get no benefits at all. It just means that every hour you're paid, there's no taxes coming out. You're 1099, but you're working at one place 40 hours a week like it's a regular job. There's full-time freelancers like you work 5 hours here, you work 10 hours here, you work 20 hours here.
Right.
That is someone that's like putting it all together. But this is what they are calling full-time freelance is actually 40 hours a week. Like you said, doing content creation and working at this fucking place. You're an employee at this point.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. They're just getting out of it. Like you're
It
doing
just means
all
they
the
don't
work.
have to. Yeah. It
Yeah.
means they don't have to chip in for any of your Social Security. It means they don't have to provide you health care. That's why they want to keep you as freelance.
Yeah. And it's just a technicality thing to them too. It's just a word that's like a word that protects them from having to do the right thing as an employer. You know,
We have someone in the chat is a full-time freelance comic artist. And they said the editors are the only ones that are on payroll. But yeah.
Okay.
But sounds like this isn't just like writing articles.
No, this is like a lot. I
Yeah.
mean, this sounds like a ton of work to me,
does.
first of all, because we've just said 30 recipes. Okay, so a newsletter a few times a week. I think it said daily, right?
20% of your time or something.
It said a newsletter production. Newsletters are a vital source. You'll be tasked with so you'll send them once a day through the week. You will write your newsletters. So you're gonna. But let's try to picture even a day at work. So I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna write a newsletter. That doesn't just take 15 minutes.
That's like an hour or two.
Yeah, hour or two. And then recipe production. They want one a day. They want 30 of them a month.
It says one a day.
It says the EA will build roughly 30 recipes, our most important editorial resource, every month.
Gonna be some real shitty recipe. Wait, so 30?
30
I'm
a
just
month.
be copying. You just go to Pinterest.
Oh yeah,
Go to Pinterest. Change up some of the
change the order of it
Yeah.
and give it a different name.
Make
like,
it keto or something.
Yeah.
Make it keto. To take the butter out and
Yeah.
put fucking yogurt.
Put
or
coconut
something.
oil in there instead.
Yeah.
Make a vegan one.
Writing. A core part of the EA's job will be pitching and writing 2 to 3 articles and 2 to 3 galleries every week. So you do the newsletter and you
Yeah.
also need to have an article, 2 to 3 articles every week.
Right.
And then various administrative tasks, which is always the
Oh no. Endless amount of spreadsheets. That's overtime shit.
sick. It's various administrative tasks is the thing that is like this is gonna be a lot of work, which is a core. You will be pitching such as calling in books / products, shopping for taste tests, helping with mailing. So you're an assistant.
Yeah.
You're also doing the assistant's job.
Yeah.
While you're doing this is a full-time writing job.
Yeah, yeah.
This
It's
is
like-
just, you're a straight up employee of this company. Freelancing means you should be able to do 2 or 3
that's an
things a
intensive-
month.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
It's an intense amount of pressure.
Yeah.
I've done it. I've done some of that for the one company I worked for, and it took a shitload of time because it just becomes a daunting task to come up with shit every single day about fucking food.
yeah.
Right? No one can be that passionate about
Not to
it.
mention while you're doing other shit like making fucking copies and facts and
Yeah.
shit and trying to like that doesn't
Right.
like
You're getting coffee and shit.
Yeah.
You have to order you have to take out time out of your day to order the birthday cake for the month, you know?
Yeah.
For the office. But
Yeah.
you're just the freelancer.
Yeah. Being a freelancer is, I mean, they have just gotten this thing down now where every job is a freelance job or
Right.
a contractor or some kind of I posted a job posting of like full-time, part-time employee. And you know that'll end up being a thing at some point. You will work full-time hours, but you'll be compensated like a part-time employee. I mean, they're already sort of doing that with those people that work 29 hours a week.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And it's like 30 hours is overtime. Make sure you never get to 30 hours.
Yeah.
So, yeah, what a fucking job. There was another one I saw too. Yeah, full-time contract position. So it's just like all these people that, like these writers that are like, come on, man. like benefits.
It's going. I mean, it's going everywhere.
Yeah.
It's going. All the jobs are going to that.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
People are just hire on demand or temps and all that shit.
Yeah. I mean, it was getting that way when I was like working back in the day. It's like if you don't have a college degree, you're probably gonna do some time at a temp agency.
Yeah, yeah.
I did. Did you ever work at a temp agency, Jake? Did you ever do the temp?
No,
thing?
I've just worked a lot of really shitty jobs.
Yeah. Have you done the temp
Never
agency
temp
thing ever?
agent, no.
I worked for Adecco, Dawson, and I think those are the only two. And I had
Audio is now a Deco. Remember that?
yeah, and I
That was their
also
ad.
I also had an experience. Like I came real close to that Labor Ready company a few times when I was really broke. They'll pay you every day.
Yeah, I had went to go to one, and it was like you can start tomorrow, and it was
yeah.
it was like, well, no. Technically, I did work for like a temp agency, and it was really bad. They were paying everybody. It was like $8 an hour, and they're like, oh, if you don't have transportation, there's buses. You can come to these bus stops and they'll pick you up. But then like they charge you like $25 a day for the bus to come get you. And yeah,
Fuck.
It was like assembly line work, and oh yeah, wild shit. I remember like people used to show. It was the best. People used to just show up drunk. I would see people drinking on like our lunch breaks and shit. There was a security guard, and this chick beat the shit out of the security guard, and like people used to fight there all the time.
Wow.
It was yeah.
I mean,
It
those
was good.
jobs are really like, it is like a real desperation thing. It's like, sure, I'll give you my whole day. You know what? I'll just give you my day if you give me $80 or whatever the amount of money is. There were times, dude.
Mm-hmm.
There's been times in my life where like I need $80.
Yeah.
And
You're
where
right.
are you going to get that $80 if you've maxed out if you've burned all the payday advance places in town?
Yeah, and after they take all your money, it's like Monday. You're working Monday through Friday, and my checks was like maybe $400. Like
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah.
Well, I was just about to try to get, when Street Fight we were trying to get Street Fight off when we decided it was going to be our job, I went to Dawson Industrial and I was going to work in a warehouse instead of drive for Lyft for a few months just to make enough money to live. But like it couldn't work out because, if Street Fight becomes my job, then I don't. But I have to go to a real job 40 hours a week. That kind of doesn't work. But I ended up deciding not to do it because they were going to fucking piss test me for a temp job. I was like, fuck you, man. I'm not going to take a piss test for a temp job. This is a temp job. What do they need to know about me? I'm just trying to fucking make boxes or some shit.
This shows you how bad they needed people. Like, I went to like the hiring event for it, right? And they gave everybody mouth swabs, and they gave you all your paperwork that you had to sign. But before they gave you in all your paperwork, before they gave you the mouth swab, there was already your drug test results in there.
Oh.
Yeah, so it was like everybody was
So
passing.
you went to one of those job fairs like that the news does, the employment boot camp?
Okay. It was at
Wait.
some. It was at some,
Wait. So it was fixed?
yeah, it was fixed. It was like they
probably threw that swab in the trash. Dude.
Yeah, they didn't even really look at the swab shit because the paperwork with your drug test results was already copied in everybody's paperwork that they had to sign for like the app and shit.
That fucking rocks, man.
Yeah, it was the best. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean,
like,
if
it
you're
was-
hiring temps, you can't expect them to be clean. If was it a daily temp job? What was the labor? Was it a labor ready?
It was-
Minutemen or whatever.
Yeah, I forget. It was something like Labor Ready. I forget what
Yeah.
what the fuck it was called.
Those are
How long
some
did you
crazy
do that
fucking
for?
jobs.
I did it for like, I think I did it for like 3 weeks, maybe a month, but then I quit just because it was just like it fucking sucked.
Too, yeah.
What else have you done? We can go 5-10 more minutes here. What else have you? Because you did say you've had a lot of shitty jobs. That's Street Fight.
I worked at this place called Seat Treats, and
Seat treats?
Seat Treats, they do all the like vending and stuff for fucking like football games and shit at like Crew Stadium. They did all like the get your beer here.
You did that? You did get your beer here?
I wasn't one of the people that did that. I was a loader. I was the one that gave the shit to the vendors.
Okay.
Oh no. That doesn't
And,
sound like the good job of get your beer here.
Oh well, well, and they didn't pay shit. They didn't pay shit, but it was.
It was $6.50.
$7? It was $7. Yeah, it was $7. It was
$7. I knew
And-
it. I can just sometimes you tell me a job that you've had, and I'll tell you how much you got paid. Let's try that.
The good thing was like we would make our little money because it was me and one of my friends, and like when I would load the shit, you have to write down what you gave the person. You know what I mean? I'd give him extra shit. He would sell that, and then we'd split it with each other.
Oh, I love that.
You know what I mean?
That is smart.
Yeah.
I can see that being as soon as they're like, "Oh, I get to do the numbers." You're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, bet, yeah."
Because
sure,
yeah,
it's on.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, sure, you got this, you got that. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, that's how we made that work.
Yeah, you're just making jobs work by like figuring out a scam.
Well,
It's
it's
making
like-
those shitty low paying jobs work by getting a scam to make it a high paying job.
Yeah, when you're $8 an hour, the only thing you're thinking about is like, how do I make more than $8 an hour?
Yeah. Yeah.
That is true. I remember having jobs making like $9 an hour and being like, if I just fucking made $11 an hour.
That's what motivated all of it. All of it from the warehouse, all of my stealing is that. It's like, okay, this isn't enough. I've been doing this for a few months. I'm living in hell right now.
Yeah.
So I think I need more money.
Yeah,
I think more money would solve a lot of these financial problems that are ruining my life.
I wish I had your kind of drive, because I was always like, well, because you work at the cable company, there's a million things to steal,
Yeah.
but it was always like, who am I going to sell this shit to?
Right.
But I really could have probably sold.
Yeah,
that
you could have
shit.
figured
You know,
something out. You just
selling
gotta-
shit, cable boxes on eBay would be
It's just
fairly easy.
connecting dots, man. It's just you have to run through all of like how the
If you work in an office, like printer cartridges,
yeah.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
printer
And
cartridges
also-
make you money.
Yeah.
But there's also like if you have access to information that's valuable, like I've said before, I've talked to clients off the record and told them like I'll give you a super good deal.
Well,
on
that's
the
for people with
information.
guts, though.
Yeah.
That's not for cowards.
I
Like
mean,
me.
I'm here at the office. You're paying $500 for this information. I'll download it on my own computer and call you later tonight and sell it to you for $250. You know, like that was a good one. But I don't know. I don't want to get anybody arrested. I've already got you pretty close to that.
Have you ever you sold?
Seat Treats was allegedly, by the way.
That's
This
true.
this is all just jokes.
What else? Was there any other shitty jobs you've had that you can think of? Somebody is asking if any of us, or somebody in the thing said, sell your blood for money. I've never done it because I'm afraid of needles.
All day, Plasma Center, all day.
You have?
Yeah, I used to do it all the time, and like I'm a big old guy, so I have really hard veins to find. And like I remember I used to get fucking the hematoma shits all the time, look like I have fucking golf balls in my arms. And like I remember some of the people that worked there, because you didn't really need to be like certified in anything medical to work there. I found out you kind of just can get hired on and they'll train you.
Okay.
And you just got to make sure that when you go there, you ask for the person who is like the registered nurse. Like ask like, oh, I want them to stick me.
Right.
Because you might get stuck wrong. And then,
Yeah,
then
yeah.
it kind of hurts a little bit and you feel a little woo, get that little shock wave go through your body a little
Yeah,
bit.
like that's the wrong one.
My wife and I have. I'm afraid of needles, but we have talked about her going and doing it, and we never did it. Like we're very we lean really heavy in our times on the payday advances and the pawns. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like pawning shit and selling shit at games.
Yeah, mine was Plasma Center and then like bootlegging DVDs back in the day.
That was my
I
game.
never.
too.
Was, that's crazy. How'd you sell them?
Oh, because I did studio time for people, and then they would always be like, man, you got, one of my people had a multiple DVD duplicator thing, and I asked if I could use it, and then people would just come through the studio wanting to record stuff, and I would be like, oh, bro, I got these movies or whatever, and then they were just like, wanted to buy them.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to sell the movies originally. I was just like, oh, bro, I'll give you a copy of it.
Yeah.
But they were like, I want something I can watch on my DVD player. So then I would like burn the DVD.
Yeah.
And then they'd be like, I'll pay you for it. And I'm like, cool. The
Goes
trick,
home and becomes like a fucking like a DVD, but like you're like I got a whole DVD burning factory.
Yeah.
Yep, and then you get the Light Scribe DVDs. You can burn the little cover
On
on
the top,
it, make it look real official.
Yeah.
You did that?
Yeah.
You didn't just because I'm an idiot. And I would burn the movies and just give them to guys at work for free that didn't have a computer.
Well, see,
and I would write on the front with a marker. I didn't.
My whole thing is
Light
I
Scribe.
would give them to people for free, but then they would want it so much, and then they'd be like, "Bro, I'll pay you for it. I'll pay you for it," and I'd be like, "All right, cool." And it was always like they wanted specific shit that's kind of hard to find, like Bebe's Kids. Like everybody, that's super hard to find, but you can find it, bro.
Yeah.
And like so many people, at least people I knew, really wanted that,
Yep.
and it was so random.
That's my birthday present one year. Was I needed to see Bebe's.
Well, he said he noticed I have on mine Garbage Pail Kids, and that was one that like disappeared. Like in that era when file sharing wasn't as popular and wasn't as easy, you know. That movie wasn't even on DVD, and it was like lost forever. And then I finally got a copy of it, and I've hung on to it. And fuck, man, having that thing is. But like, I'm sorry. So when I got that one, I bought labels and I printed out the label and put it on top of them. I did the same thing. I made labels for him too. Like, yeah, I'm charging you money. I'm trying.
You gotta
to,
be like,
it's a product
presentable,
here.
bro.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. This is a business transaction.
That's so fucking cool to me, man. I'm so lazy. It sucks because it's like I could still have all those games. I could still have a motherfucking Dreamcast right now.
Oh, yeah.
Or if I wasn't so fucking like. I was just such a desperate dude and was just like, I don't have any skills. I don't do anything. And like, nobody ever paid me $1 for those DVDs. And I was like going out and buying the DVD-Rs, like to give to people so that they would like me. You know what I mean? That was like my whole thing. Like just
so you were paying them.
Well, yeah, it was sort of like a lack of confidence that it was like people will like me if I can get them stuff. Well, and that's why I did it.
Mine really, it was like, there was some times when it was for the money, but most of the time it was the people that wanted them like had drugs, and I was like, oh, I don't have to give you money, I can just get the drugs this way.
That's true.
And then it was like, oh, okay, this works.
These are valuable.
Yeah, DVD.
Well, Jake, I want to thank you for coming on and talking to us. It was very fun.
Yeah, we're glad to hear that you are free and clear, not guilty.
Me too.
Can't keep him down.
Can't keep Jake down.
Fuck
And
you,
he's got
Fez.
music coming out soon, so we'll probably get some music on the air for you.
Yeah, you'll hear it. It'll drop here first. I'm
Call
sure.
It show will work this week. There are no issues. It's been tested and it's all set up, and we will be going.
Yeah, we have it working so far.
I'm pretty sure I fucked with it for a second, so I'm pretty sure it should be good. And Jason knows how to do a lot of stuff that I don't know how to do, and I think putting us together, making it look real spiffy.
It's like Double Dragon.
Yeah, you guys are like Double Dragon. Yeah, Jake,
like the two brothers, Jake and Jason. They were named Jake and Jason, Double Dragon brothers. Were named Jake and Jason.
I thought one of their names was Jake.
Thank you for listening to Street Fight Radio. If you want more of what we do, support us on Patreon. We're getting bigger and better and celebrating, Jake's Jake being freed from, the grasp of the government. And we're glad that you came and hung out with us and chatted, and everybody that said some shit. We will see y'all later this week, this Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're Street Fight. Peace.